All right, everybody. Today we're going to talk about Jiujitsu Dharma and the eight limbs of yoga. But before that, I want to remind you that Jiujitsu Dharma teachings is to add to your life. It's supposed to introduce yogic philosophy and yogic history and stories, as well as practices to promote your Jiu-Jitsu experience so that your Jiu-Jitsu experience can promote your life. Jiu-Jitsu Dharma and the eight limbs. There's a history behind this. The root of the jiu-jitsu practices is lined with the teachings of Bodhidharma and the Zen Buddhism, the warrior saint that brought the teachings of martial arts from India to the Eastern world. And he went to the Shaolin Temple. Through the lineage of the samurai, the West gained access to the teachings of jiu-jitsu today. We're all a part of that lineage that flew itself here, Yogic philosophy is fundamentally structured around by Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. These eight limbs form a step-by-step path toward self-mastery, integrating ethical living, physical discipline, breath control, mental focus, and spiritual awakening. The eight limbs of yoga, is also known as Ashtanga Yoga, is a foundational aspect of Patanjali's teachings, highlighting the comprehensive approach to the development of both the body and the mind. These interconnected limbs guide practitioner towards holistic growth, aiming to refine the mind and the body to discern reality from illusion. Rather than seeing them as separate steps, Patanjali calls them limbs to emphasize their integrated nature. The limbs are not meant to be practiced in isolation. They grow and develop in relation to each other, forming a cohesive system that guides steady progress in one's practice. These limbs form a progressive path, often illustrated as a ladder, but it is important to recognize that the process is dynamic and it's not hierarchical. Western interpretations sometimes focus on either the physical aspect, which are the postures and asanas, and the mental aspects, which is just meditation. But both are necessary for balance. Imbalances arise when one aspect is overemphasized while neglecting the other. The truth of the eight limbs lies in developing the body and mind as a whole system. Applying the eight limbs and Kundalini Yoga in Jiu-Jitsu is an amazing experience because Jiu-Jitsu gives us a chance to really tap into our primal power. Jiu-Jitsu awakens our senses. It makes us present in the moment. It activates our energy because it's super intense. But at the same time, it's not always providing us the time or the opportunity to really use that energy for physical balance or healing or meditation. Some people might do it more than others, but it's not something that has been very integrated in the culture of Jiu-Jitsu so far. So applying the eight limbs and Kundalini Yoga in Jiu-Jitsu is the path of energy mastery and flow. Jiu-Jitsu isn't just about techniques. It is about energy, adaptability, and deep presence. The same can be said about the yogic teachings, Kundalini Yoga, which is often called the yoga of awareness. It is about unlocking your energy, your prana, sharpening the mind, and strengthening your nervous system so that you can operate from a higher state of being, not just in training, but in every aspect of life. So when we combine the wisdom of Patanjali's eight limbs of yoga with Kundalini energy practices, we create a system that refines the body, breath, and the mind into a unified force of awareness and power. And this is the essence of Jiu-Jitsu Dharma, which is moving beyond technique into a deeper understanding of self, mastery, and adaptability and flow. Kundalini Yoga is the energy science of mastery. In Jiu-Jitsu, naturally, we evolve and become more aware of ourselves and our involvement in practice or in competition or however you like to do Jiu-Jitsu. But it's a lot of hassle and a lot of mistakes we have to make to learn to be better, right? A lot of people start doing physical therapy after they get hurt. So these teachings are to help you have this tool set and discipline integrated into your martial arts journey so that you're able to be avoiding a lot of injuries and also be able to integrate jiu-jitsu's empowerment into your life and not let jiu-jitsu kind of be like a something that possibly can bring you down, or you can make problems out of your environment, your gym, your coaches, the tournament, or the responsibilities outside of training, or whatever it is. So this is a chance for you to take all the power that you learn from jiu-jitsu and put it into your yoga practice. I will explain to you Kundalini energy in simple terms. Kundalini is often described as a coiled serpent at the base of the spine, but in reality, it is a dormant energy within you. The raw, the untapped potential that can be awakened through breath, movement, and meditation. When activated, sharpens the senses, deepens intuition, and creates a heightened state of focus and presence, which is really beneficial on the mats. Kundalini Yoga elevates jiu-jitsu and life. It sharpens your reflexes, creates a strong nervous system, allows for instant reactions without hesitation, enhances your endurance and awareness of your beats. Pranayama, which is breath work, increasing oxygen efficiency by reducing fatigue, unlocking flow state just by nature, meditation, and focus. Practices dissolve mental chatter, effortless movement on the mats. Strengthens the core. Every movement in Kundalini Yoga activates the core, improving stability and control. This is about developing your warrior mindset. So it is about overcoming resistance, moving through discomfort, and awakening your inner power. Just like sparring, but this time you're sparring with yourself. Just like in Jiu-Jitsu, Kundalini isn't about forces. Fucking typos. Okay, I need to okay, pause.